to a new Let's Play, for me anyway. I'm playing Donkey Kong Country. Why am I playing a game that has been Let's Played to death? Well, because it makes me happy. For this Let's Play, we are playing the version available on the SNES Classic, although there are a multitude of other ways to play this game, of course. It is even available on the Nintendo Switch if you have a Switch Online membership. That is not intended to be a plug. For this Let's Play, we are going to be doing a 101% run, which, as you can see, I've practiced multiple times, more than this file screen would indicate. We're just going to open up the top spot here, and we will start game one. Of course, because I have nobody to play with, we're just going to do a one-player game. Of course, you can play a two-player contest where you compete with somebody to complete the most levels, or you can play a two-player team where you can tag in your second player, which is fun to mess around with if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, or someone who can tolerate your presence for more than an hour or so. Let's get started. Beginning the game off, we enter the first world, Congo Jungle. I'll be keeping each video one world to one video, and we will start with the first level, Jungle Hijinks. Get a fancy cutscene here where DK bursts out of his house. But first, we just want to double back and check out the Kong Banana Horde, because it has been stolen. Oh, he is so upset. I'm gonna go on to TV tropes and enter this under Tearjerker. But that is just the situation we have to deal with. DK's bananas have been stolen, and he wants them all back. Coming up here onto the house, we can jump up to the canopy here. As you can see, we can point out these arrows, or find this arrows, points downward, land, bring out an iron keg. We don't care about that. What we want is this barrel to bring out our little buddy Diddy. And we're going to tag him in immediately, because he can get a secret coming up a bit easier here. Bounce off that guy's head, get a red balloon, do a jump here. Ah, missed it. Maybe, nope. Haha, already messing things up. Nah, DK can't make that. Can he? Nah, he can't. Oh, well. If you can make that jump, you can get a red balloon, followed by a green balloon. Each red balloon is worth 1 life, while each green balloon is worth 2 extra lives. Take that, Lucky Charms. Coming over this way, we've got Neki over here throwing some nuts, and our first animal token. This is Espresso. Collect 3 animal tokens, and you get taken to a bonus level where you can hopefully get some extra lives. One thing that I'm doing here is that if you roll off of a cliff, you can jump midair, and doing that was the secret to getting the extra life balloons. Over here, we've got a crate with our first animal friend. It's Rambi, the most iconic of DK's friends. He's even on the cover of the box art for this game. He also has surprisingly muted presence in this game. He's in this level, he has his bonus stages, and then he is in one more level in the very last world that he is terrible in. But that's not important. Here we've got our first bonus area, and getting the bonus areas is the basis of getting 101% completion in this game. For this first bonus area, no minigame to play, we just collect some bananas and get an extra life. Now, 101%, or just getting percentage in DK in general, for every level you complete, you get 1%. For every bonus room you enter, you get 1%. If there is a minigame to be played, you do not have to beat it. You just have to find the room and enter it. Yeah, it's pretty odd, but it does add some interesting challenges to the game that you otherwise would not really think to do. Coming out into here, you can jump on this to get a barrel, but that does not matter. Also, we collected all 4 Kong letters there. Collect all the Kong letters, you get an extra life. Our next bonus area, right here. And this one has a mini-game. Let's see, we got an Espresso token, so let's go for Espresso. Espresso right after Winky there, so wait for him to come on, get the tokens. Like I said, you do not have to actually complete these mini-games successfully in order to get a percentage on your score. You just need to find the room. And coming out here, we can now properly complete the level. However, before we do, we can press the A button to hop off of Rambi. We want to switch over to Diddy, and for most of the game, I'm probably going to be playing as Diddy, since he is just flatly superior to Donkey Kong. He runs faster, his cartwheel goes goes further than DK's roll, and he actually jumps higher. As you saw, I could not get on that hill there as DK. I had to use Diddy. I just want to take Diddy because you can jump up to the trees up here and get some extra bananas, and there's a few hidden caches like that in the forest levels. But that is Jungle Hijinks taken care of. Now, look at the name there. If you were paying attention, you would notice that there was not an exclamation point on it when we entered the level, but there is one now. When there is an exclamation point on the level, that means you found all the bonus rooms in the level. That means the level is fully complete. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Coming into the next level, Ropey Rampage. we want to jump up here real quick, get on the trees once again, and just come up here, find more bananas. Not really anything you need to do, but as you can see, we got our first 100 bananas. Get 100 bananas, you get an extra life. Lots of ways to get extra lives in this game. Here we've got Army, the armadillo, rolling around. Now, here is one of the few areas where DK actually has an advantage. When armies are rolling around, DK can kill them by jumping on them. As you can see, Diddy, when he does it, he just gets knocked back. However, armies are pretty easy to avoid. Now, one thing that we can do with DK that Diddy cannot do is if we press down and press the Y button, as you can see, DK can slap the ground like so. This move is almost completely useless. The main thing it does, actually I think the only thing it really does, is that if you hit the ground in certain areas, you can find hidden banana caches. Not really that helpful, not really worth using DK for. There we got our first Ramby token. We should be getting a bonus level soon enough. We want to swing on the ropes here. Ropes are going to be a recurring mechanic. Get our Kong ladder. Now, here is a bonus area right down here. Gotta take a leap of faith and find that barrel. Coming into this one, we get a very straightforward bonus area, just a bunch of ropes that we can climb up and down to get 1-ups. Now, if I was playing on my own, I probably wouldn't obsessively go for 1-ups, just because I can very easily complete this game without game overing at this point. But let's just, for fun, go for as many 1-ups as possible. For the bonus areas that we get for getting all the animal tokens, I'll be showing those the first time. Then any other time I go into a bonus area, I'll just cut it out because it'd be pretty repetitive to watch me do those. Here we get our first Winky token. Let's roll this guy over, take him out. He's kind of bugging me. And we will keep on swinging. There we got Zingers. Zingers cannot be killed by jumping on. If you jump on them, you will just die, so don't do that. One more bonus area to get in this area. Another blind leap, although this one you actually can kind of barely see if you just crouch down there. Here we've got the next bonus game, a shell game, or a barrel game, I suppose. Yeah, it just shuffles around, and we gotta find the one that it went into. Actually was not paying attention there. I think it's this one. Nah, I was off. It was either or. But, like I said, we do not need to complete it to get the percentage on our score. Heading out into that bonus area, that is the last bonus area for Jungle Hijinks. Somewhat embarrassingly, in my last bonus run, I actually missed that one and had to come back for it, or last 101% run. Let's get the Kong ladder here. Let's see if I can't pull off this rolling jump, and I did. Get the banana cache up there. Makes up for missing the green balloons. And that is Ropey Rampage taken care of. Now, over here, we've got our first secondary area. This is not a level, this is Cranky's cabin. Let's go on in. And here, Cranky just sits you down and lectures you, and then he talks about how good the old days were. But yeah, Cranky just talks at you for a bit, and he'll occasionally reveal a secret to you. And let's just get out of here. One thing that I kind of wish I did is if you have Donkey Kong in the lead there, when Cranky waves his cane at you, Donkey will duck like he's being hit by it. Little funny. Heading into a reptile rumble here. This area has more bonus areas for us to get than the previous levels. This one has 3 altogether. We've got Slippas here. These guys are very annoying for reasons that'll become apparent later. Here we've got the jumping critters. It's a bit unfortunate he broke my barrel there, but that's okay because we got another one. Barrel needs to smash into here. Now there is a strength of Diddy right there, is that he holds the barrels in front of him. So if he walks into a wall that has a bonus area, the barrel will just break and he can walk right into it. DK either has to throw the barrel in, or he has to do something else. We get launched out there, bounce off of that critter there, and we find our next bonus area. This bonus barrel right here launches up into the next bonus area, and it takes us into our first barrel minigame, although this one's very straightforward. It just automatically launches us along the path, and we get a bunch of bananas there. Very nice. The barrel rooms will become a lot more complicated going forward. Bouncing off of those guys. Now, when you bounce off an enemy, make sure you're holding the B button if you want to get some extra height. You don't have to tap the B button as you land, you just have to be holding it, and you'll bounce higher. Over here, we got our checkpoint barrel. Let's get on here and get the next Kong letter. Not in every level, I'm not going to be going for the Kong letters obsessively. Getting the extra life is kind of nice, but sometimes it puts you at considerable risk and you're likely to die going for it. Being a little careful here, because our next bonus area, right past these slippas, just get on in here. It's the final bonus area for this level. Very simple jumping mini game we got here. Bounce on the tire, get the bananas. And the Bouncing on the tire works just like bouncing on enemies. Hold the B button as you land on it, and you will bounce higher. And we are close to the end of this level. We got our next animal friend token up there, and guard, and I screwed that up. Let's just wait for these guys to bounce a little bit. Oof, I'm doing this so bad. Oh, dear. Okay, we're not getting that token. I've never had that happen before. Going at an erratic pace here. Now, bouncing in this pit here, let's see if I can just, nope. But this is one area where we can actually have DK slap the ground. You're supposed to bounce off the slippas to get these bananas, but you can just have DK bounce there to get it also. And being a little careful here since I lost Diddy. Hey, we got DK on the board finally. Heading into the next area, we've got our first water level of the game. Water levels, by and large, very slow, very boring, but these first couple ones, not terribly difficult. Water levels rely pretty heavily on the same trick for their difficulty, and that is you'll be going forward and suddenly a bite size or some other enemy will just pop in out of nowhere, and you'll get hit by it. That is pretty much the extent of difficulty in water levels. Coming down this way, we've got this little passage denoted by a banana, and we find a hidden room. Sometimes hidden areas will be marked, sometimes they will not be. Definitely the most difficult thing about getting 101% completion is finding all these non-obvious secrets. Now that was not actually a formal bonus room there, that was just a little extra bit of bananas we could get to put ourselves closer to an extra life. Water levels do not have bonus areas, so you don't have to worry about looking for them. Down here, we've got Engard, the swordfish. He is the animal buddy of the water levels, and he is in every water level. And as you can see, he has much more maneuverability than DK or Diddy do under the water. We can get that one up very easily having him at our disposal. I may periodically refer to Engard as a shark just because that's a running in-joke I have with a friend of mine. Don't think too much about it. Let's go, my shark companion. Actually, kill some sharks. There we go. And we're doing pretty good on 1-up so far. Let's break this checkpoint barrel. If we die and go back to that checkpoint, we of course will not have Engard. But that does not matter, as there is an Engard box over there also. I think this is the only level where you can get Engard in twice if you happen to lose him. And it's not a big deal. Oh, never mind. Okay, he's gone. But that's okay. We get our first animal token challenge. This is Espresso's challenge. Probably one of the best for getting 1-ups. And also our first chance to see Espresso. As you can see, he is an ostrich, and his gimmick is that we can jump and mash the B button to fly through the air. Ostriches are, of course, not that aerodynamic in real life, but, you know, video game. He also runs very fast. Espresso has one major weakness, though, that makes him an animal friend that pretty much everybody hates using. Espresso cannot kill enemies. He cannot jump on enemies to kill them. He's the only animal friend who cannot kill enemies. Very annoying, and there's going to be some levels where you have to use him to get some bonus rooms, and I do not look forward to doing that on recording, but I will persevere. Alright, but there is a trick to these bonus levels, of course. First, we just want to get as many of these as possible. Ooh, I might have not giving myself enough time. Okay, we got it. And we go over the wall there. We can find a giant gold espresso, and that doubles our animal tokens. And I kind of screwed up and did not get 800 there. You get an extra life for every 100 golden statue tokens you collect. And it takes us back to the previous checkpoint, but it's not too far away, and it's a good chance to get Engard back. So we can break open that second box, get him right back, head on our way. Let's go. And hopefully I do not lose Engard to a shark again. It was very weird that he disappears there. Normally Engard can bounce off a wall and you can get him right back, but in that case he just kind of disappeared into Donkey Kong ether. Not sure what happened there. We're almost at the end of this level here. Just head up to get the N and continue on our way. As you can see, we got bite sizes. I screwed up and hit him, but there's a better demonstration of what happens when you lose Engard. He's kind of swimming faster than DK though, and I'm being very, very careless. It's okay. Like I said in my Ninja Gaiden Black Let's Play, if I did this perfectly every time, it would be boring. And it's fun to see me screw up every now and again. But that's okay. Let's get out of here, and we get our next secondary area here, that one that I'm, like Cranky, also not going to be using throughout this Let's Play. This is Funky's Flights. It's actually completely pointless right now, but at Funky's Flights, we can of course take a plain barrel. Oh, I'm sorry, a bodacious jumbo barrel. and it'll take us to any place on the island, but only places we've already been to or are able to go to. And of course, what this means is that the plane can allow us to travel between worlds. Once you enter a world, you cannot leave it except by way of Funky's jumbo barrel. So that's what you gotta do to move to different worlds. And the main function of this is sometimes Funky Kong can double as a pseudo save point, but also he can allow you to double back to easier early worlds if you need to farm 1-ups, which you may need to do because when you load your save, you do not keep your 1-ups. Very annoying. Let's get into the next level, the toughest of jungle, or Kong Jungle. This is Barrel Canyon Blast, but we've got a nice little secret right here. Jump up at the start there, you get a bunch of barrels that take you way further into the level. And we get DK back. There is another shortcut coming up that we can take by bouncing off of these guys and getting up to the trees there. We don't want to take that, though. There's also a Rampy token up there. I'll try to get as many tokens as I can, but I'm not going to obsess about it. This section here is actually kind of tough for me because these barrels move a lot slower than I'm used to playing the late game so much. But that's okay. Now this one, we don't want to go into that barrel. We actually want to hit the wall because bonus area. One thing I should note about bonus areas, and also, this is our first real barrel mini-game. Gotta line them up and launch right through, just like in Barrel Canyon right there. One thing I should note about some bonus areas is that some are not repeatable. Most of the ones that you get by breaking walls, from what I understand, are not repeatable, but there are plenty of exceptions to that also. But there is one, of course, famous bonus area that plays that rule straight, and it is very nasty if you don't know about it. We'll get to that later. We want to grab this DK barrel here, and instead of jumping on these guys, we want to wait for them to bounce, walk by them, get a bonus area right there. That is the last bonus area for this level. We'll go shoot ourselves up here, and let's get an end guard token to make up for the one that I missed earlier. Actually, very unusual that I managed to shoot it so I land back in that barrel. Here is a TNT barrel. We saw this briefly, but I didn't get a chance to explain it. These explode when you throw them, which doesn't really mean much over a regular barrel, but something that you may not know is that if you put them down, they actually trip the timer and detonate. That serves absolutely no purpose, and it's actually kind of annoying in one particular case, which we'll get to later. There's the N that we get by launching ourselves through that barrel. Want to be careful when you don't quite know what's coming up, because it's very easy to send yourself into a pit. Alright, so this one's pretty simple. We just gotta launch ourselves through the barrel and make sure we don't hit the zingers. Of course, we got both our Kongs at our disposal, so we can afford one hit if I screw up, which I may do. Okay, that's the more straightforward way to screw up. Knew I was gonna die on this first world. I'm so good at avoiding this normally, but that's okay. It is no biggie. Alright, just bouncing along. As you can see, you can get some pretty impressive bounce chains going with Diddy. And that is a nice way to speed things up. As you can see, one weird thing about the Kong letters, if you die before the checkpoint, the Kong letters you collect previously are gone from your collection. However, if you hit the checkpoint, any Kong letter that you collect after that stays in your collection. I'm not really sure why it works like that. It may be a bug, but kind of weird. I'm pretty sure it still works like that in Donkey Kong Country 2 also. Strange. Alright, bouncing up on these guys. Okay, we want to go over here and get the G. And that is it for this level. Heading out here, we have two more areas to go to. Our final secondary area. This is Candy Kong's save point. At Candy Kong's save point, we can of course meet Candy Kong, DK's very horrifying looking girlfriend, and we can save our game by jumping into her patented save barrel. This is also how we track our progression in the game. As you can see, we're at 14 minutes with 14%. Couldn't have timed that better. It's a good thing that I died. And that is it for Candy Kong. That is the last time we will see her, most likely, as I will be saving this game in an alternative manner. Now, let's enter Very Naughty's lair. Very Naughty is the first boss of the game. It's also by far the easiest. Here's how it works. You jump on him, then you jump on him, you wait a bit, jump on him, and it just goes like that. He doesn't change up his pattern at all. You do have to be a little careful if you land close, because as you can see, you can jump farther. But after 5 jumps on his head, he starts to throw up, and that is the level cleared. And we get a truly staggering amount of bananas for defeating him, but not any that actually give us any 1-ups. DK, man, you have an addiction, my friend. But that is it for Congo Jungle. Next up is Monkey Mines, and we will be dealing with that in the next video, starting with Winky's Walkway. However, for this Let's Play, like I said, I'll be using an alternative save method. I'll hit the reset button on my SNES Classic, go to the boot screen, and we will put our suspend point in here. Now, this gives me a lot more freedom with the saving, because, like I said, when you enter a world, you cannot leave it. So, at this point, we wouldn't be able to double back to Candy Kong's save point, so this just lets me neatly put a save at the start of every world. And plus, it's just more convenient for recording that I do it this way. But that is all I wanted to say on that, and that'll be it for this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, goodbye.